that his supporters are now saying, what's wrong with raping children? Can you tell me what's wrong?
So you can go look it up. Megyn Kelly has an episode that's 2 minutes long about this, where she states, no, Jeffrey just like 15-year-old girls, not 5-year-old girls. There's a huge difference. That's not pedophilia. It is actually pedophilia. They're under the age of 18. That's disgusting. What are we doing? What has this society become? You guys, you got to check it out for yourselves. It's beyond belief what's happening.
D.L. Hughley just dropped some bombs, some knowledge right now. You know what he said? He said, you know who's not on the Epstein list? No black people, no immigrants, no trans, no drags. And you know what? That is so true. You're not going to find no DEI hires on that Epstein list because you know what? It's a middle-aged white man's game. The largest demographic of sex offenders are middle-aged white men. And I'm not even making that up. That's like actual statistics. And if you support this, like D.L. Hughley says, you have a favorite pedophile.
So here's the current state of Maga. They're saying they just don't care if Trump did terrible things to minors. It doesn't matter to them. Take a look. This guy says, I don't give a single F if Donald Trump was with 17-year-olds in bikinis or if he slept with them. I care about deportations. When I see Indians and Mexicans in my country, I don't think, well, at least Joe Biden wasn't friends with Epstein. I can't believe this is what the MAGA movement has become, openly shrugging off SA of minors. Not arguing it didn't happen, not denying it, not even pretending to be outraged. Just saying that if Trump did terrible things to a 17-year-old against her will, they don't care. This is not politics anymore. That is moral bankruptcy. They've been conditioned to defend anything that Trump does, no matter how obviously evil it is. It's crazy to think these are the same people who have spent years screaming about protecting the children and trying to accuse trans people of grooming them. But when it comes to Donald Trump, the man who was found liable in court for SA and has been proven to be Epstein's best friend, suddenly they don't care. Just think about it. The fact that there are brown people in this country upsets them more than a grown man sleeping with a child.
So the Epstein's file leak has shook the whole internet, and everyone is talking about who wasn't in those documents. No black people, no immigrants, and that's exactly why the folks are calling out the way certain political groups are reacting to it. Instead of addressing the powerful names mentioned in the Epstein's file, some MAGA supporters are doubling down and defending Trump and dismissing every new detail as a witch hunt. Meanwhile, social media is demanding accountability and transparency from everybody. Welcome back to my social commentary once again, and if you are seeing this video for the first time, please do well to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Tell us what you think about this video in the comment section so that more videos like this will pop up your screen. Like and share the video to help the channel out. You're welcome.
Well, it's nice to know that these MAGA predators are coming out of the woodworks. The predator-in-chief has given them a platform and has enabled them to come out and be bold about their stance and their ideology about grape. But for those of you that don't know, Dean Withers is a large content creator. He's a political debater here on TikTok and on other apps as well. And a day or two ago, he had a maggot go up to his panel and ask a question about grape.
Are you asking me why it's wrong to rape children?
Yeah, I need you to tell me why it is wrong in your eyes
To rape?
to do that. Yes. Do you need me to repeat it? Can you not hear me? Do you have too many talks in your ears, or what's up? Why is it wrong? Is that too hard of a question? You can mute me.
I need TikTok to do me a big favor. We need to make this account famous. As an SA survivor myself, it is my duty to expose these types of accounts, all of these beta males that hide behind these accounts and think that it's justifiable. They think that their comments and the way that they speak on social media have no consequences. TikTok, you all know what to do. Share this video, like it, place it on other apps, do what you have to do. And every single time these beta males come out of the woodworks on social media, it is our job to screen record this and make sure that their accounts become famous and let the whole world know where they stand on this. This is predatory criminal ideology if this person isn't a predator already. And I'm pretty sure their employers would want to know who they have working for them.
Let's say you're right. I'll grant that you're right, and he's on the list and all the things, and
You're right about all the accusations you've been making. Why is it wrong that he did those things?
Are you asking me why it's wrong to rape children?
Yeah, I need you to tell me why it is wrong in your eyes
To rape
to
children.
do that. Yes. Do you need me to repeat it? Can you not hear me? Do you have too many cocks in your ears, or what's up? Why is it wrong? Is that too hard of a question?
It's happening. It's actually happening.
Why don't you actually answer the question?
It's actually happening.
No, because I asked the question. Why are you?
I didn't think this one would happen. You know, we see it often. They'll say that something's wrong, and then Trump will do it, and then they'll defend it. Did that with J6. Did that with the J6 pardons. Did that with the Medicaid cuts. Did that with the SNAP cuts. Just didn't think they'd do it with child rape.
Obfuscating. Let's just get to the fucking point, bro.
I just didn't think they'd do it with child rape. And now we're seriously at that point where Trump's supporters are now saying that it's not wrong to rape children and asking why it is wrong to rape children.
Y'all want to know who ain't in them Epstein files? Ain't no black people in them Epstein files. Ain't no Latinos in them Epstein files. Ain't no illegal immigrants in no Epstein files. Ain't no Haitians who are eating dogs and cats in them Epstein files. Ain't no illegal immigrants in no Epstein files. But you know who was in them Epstein files? A bunch of white men. A lot of white men. 99% of them are white men who are in them Epstein files. That's why they don't want to release them. But you don't see no illegal immigrants in there, do y'all? Ain't no Barack Obama or Kamala Harris in them files, none of that. Y'all don't see none of that, do y'all? Y'all just see white men in those Epstein files. Powerful white men in those Epstein files. So why wouldn't Democrats want to release the files, as Maga say? Those ain't our people. We don't give a fuck about no Larry Summers. We don't give no fuck about no J.P. Morgan, Chase. Who gives a fuck about them? Those not our people. Bill Clinton, go get Freaky Bill all y'all want to. We do not care. But we know our people are not in them Epstein files. No blacks, no Latinos, no Asians, no Mexicans, no Indians. But you know who's in there? Trump and all his white friends, all them powerful people who traffic young girls are white men. And that's why they don't want to release those Epstein files. Tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do y'all know anybody that's not white that's in those Epstein files, y'all? So release the damn files, and Maga, don't use, we don't want the files released. Them ain't our people. Those ain't our people. So we need everybody accountable for their actions. But we know who in them files, y'all. All fucking white men. All fucking white men.
Well, 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 the veil has been lifted today because a whole bunch of pedos in the US of A are showing their colors, honey. They're taking to the internet to film videos to try to defend pedophilia for their orange friend. And, well, the veil has been lifted, honey, and we see you. I have watched one white man after another over the last 24 hours whip out his phone and start filming videos, making excuses. This morning I watched this white man hop on the internet with his full fucking throat, honey, and tell the whole world, that he knows for a fact that if a man was stranded on a deserted island with a 14-year-old girl, that eventually he was going to touch her. And he said this so confidently, dear. He just knew. He knew from his own personal experience as a man that's what all men would do.
Hey guys, so the evidence has become so damning on Donald Trump that his supporters are now saying...
Yeah, I saw that too. One of the big creators was having a live like he usually does. And the MAGA guy came over and said, okay, let's say that Trump did all that stuff and he diddles with little girls and whatever. And he asked the host, tell me what's wrong with child rape. I was like, the host was caught by surprise. I would have been caught by surprise. I'm like, what? That's what these people are. That's why Trump has been doing freaking executive orders about not trying people for encounters with children and all this and all that. Our president is a pedophile, and these MAGA knows it.
Hey there. As you might imagine, I've received a hell of a lot of pushback on my recent posts about child SA, but almost all of it hangs on a report from the so-called Center for Migration Control by one Robert Bates, a man so steeped in the hard right ecosystem and, surprisingly, a campaigner for Reform UK. You'll have seen the claims. Afghan men, Somalis and Albanians supposedly many times more likely to commit these kind of offences, and it's had my opponents frothing over the numbers as if they're some kind of slam dunk. Bates filed a Freedom of Information request to a handful of local authorities. He cherry-picked the responses and then span these scraps into sweeping claims about migrants as sexual predators. No peer review, no proper context, and a thunderingly dishonest dose of statistical sleight of hand. I strongly recommend you look up Lewis Arent's excellent work dismantling Bates's methods. He shows the dishonesty with consummate elegance, and I'll link this great piece below. Yet as ever, the right-wing press and GB News have lapped it up, they've amplified it, and they've applied not a single modicum of scrutiny. I refer now to the most complete national dataset ever assembled on child SA, the 2025 CSA Centre report. It covers every recorded case in England and Wales where offender ethnicity was logged. I've captioned the figures above, and they show conclusively that white offenders are responsible for the overwhelming majority of cases. And more importantly, white men are the only group overrepresented per capita. Every other group is either proportionate or underrepresented. And yes, some cases don't log ethnicity, but when it's missed, it's usually white offenders who go unrecorded, which means the true figure for white offenders is almost certainly higher. So when people quote the dodgy dossier from Bates, they're not quoting the truth. They're repeating a distortion designed to stigmatize minorities and fuel hard right narrative that is incredibly dangerous to our social cohesion. If we really care about protecting children, we should work with evidence, not with weaponized misinformation. Thank you so much for listening again.
MAGA, what are we doing? I'm referring to the latest drop of Epstein emails and then the rush to defend specifically Donald Trump. I want to say this right away. If anyone is on this list, Republican, Democrat, friend, whatever, you need to go to trial and you need to be proven that you are not a part of what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. Even if you're adjacent to it, I'm looking at you with a side eye because what are we doing? I mean, you had to know and you should have immediately cut off that person. But the latest stuff has more ties between Epstein and Trump. And then we have people like Megyn Kelly trying to defend this very ham-handedly, talking about how, hey, they weren't like 5 or 6 year olds. They were 15, like somehow that's better. And then, oh, maybe Trump saw the trafficked girls after they were 18. All awful.
Hold on. Megyn Kelly said what? As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a this is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. Yeah, so I don't know what's true about him, but we have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10, I was under 14 when I first came within his purview. I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Are we really trying to normalize 15-year-olds as barely legal? Megan, why are we trying to set this record straight from somebody like Jeffrey Epstein saying that he was into 15-year-olds? It's not the same as being into an 8-year-old. So,
let's say you're right. I'll grant that you're right, and he's on the list and all the things, and you're right about all the accusations you've been making. Why is it wrong that he did those things?
Are you asking me why it's wrong to rape children?
Yeah, I need you to tell me.
So Trump, this is a prime example. Trump already said he could literally walk up and shoot somebody in the street and his supporters would still follow him, would still vote for him. And you have to understand what Maga means. It means a great magician. It means a great spell. And what we see now today, more than ever, we're seeing the unfolding of what has happened. This great spell that's been cast upon the populace. Those that support Trump, he can do no wrong. And now you have a Trump supporter that's saying that it's okay. He wants us to explain to him why it's wrong to grape children. I want to literally vomit. I want to go over and throw up when I see this shit. But I've seen it in my own home. I've seen my own family make excuses for the shit that Trump does. Make excuses for whatever he does that he can do no wrong. They see no wrong in what he does because they have sold themselves out to everything that is Trump. It is a great mind fuck. They have cast a spell upon the populace, and all those that support MAGA and support everything that he does are going to support him to the end, because they can't ever say anything he does is wrong, because that's going to say that what they've done is wrong, that they voted him in, and then that'll make them to be bad. So they've used the pride and ego of man to cast this great spell upon America, and we are seeing the fruit of that. We are seeing the suffering. We are seeing the choices that America is making, and it's all at the bequest of this orange magician that is in power because those that are in power over him have placed him there. And we know who those are. This all links back to the Zionist movement. This all links back to Zionist control over America. And they're seeing just how far they can push America and still have control over it. And still the Americans will turn to them like little puppies, like little dogs returning to vomit. This is a sick and twisted movement. And anyone in it that would back Trump after it's been exposed that he's on the Epstein list and that he is involved in what has happened with that, he's already paying hundreds of millions of dollars to quiet women that he's abused or whatever's going on with that. How far can we allow this shit to go? How far will the MAGA movement make excuses for this Trump derangement syndrome that goes on in America? Whew, man, like, share, spread the word about this, because this is a prime example of what MAGA has done to America, that people have to ask why it's wrong to abuse and grape children.
Hello guys, welcome back and thank you for watching the video. So this Epstein's file that got leaked and released is seriously causing a political firestorm, and some of Trump's biggest supporters are pushing back real hard. Recently, thousands of pages from Jeffrey Epstein's estate got released, and it is leading back to renewed scrutiny to Trump's past. And some of MAGA's influence supporters are seriously furious. They are saying that their calls for transparency are being ignored. One long-time supporter told the press that the leak was a betrayal of justice. Trump also entered the fray, calling the Epstein's controversy a hoax, perpetuated by political opponents, and even labeled some of these base weaklings for believing otherwise. I really thank you for watching this video, and like I said before, if you are seeing this video for the first time, please do well to tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that more videos like this about what is happening in the country will pop up your screen. Like and share the video to help the channel out. You're welcome.